Hi, everybody. Before we start today's episode, we just wanted to acknowledge everyone that has been affected by the tornado that hit here in Nashville on the morning of March 3rd, killing 24 people, I think. I don't know if that has gone up, but definitely some devastation here. And also all those have been affected by and impacted by the COVID-19 coronavirus. If you'd like to support the community here in Nashville, there's a lot of different organizations that are taking money, welcoming time. We actually went ahead and made a donation to the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, but just get on the internet, search for, actually Nashville Strong is one of the tags that a lot of places are hitting. So if you want to help the community, that's a great way to do it. All right, so we'll kick into the episode now.
Yeah, so welcome to Rein It In. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Matt.
And this is a podcast about two married nerds traveling around, eating all the things, going places and working. Yep. Yeah. That's what we do.
What's today's episode going to be about?
Today's episode is about Nashville, which is where we are right now. We're going to talk you through not just this trip to Nashville, but because we've been here maybe like 5 or 6 times over the past 5 years, we thought we would put together sort of some highlights. And these highlights are non-country music related highlights because the country music tourism isn't something that we've really actually done a whole lot of.
Yeah, we've done a bit, but kind of done a lot of the other stuff too. And there's tons here more than country music.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, well, let's hit the intro. All right, so if you're a new listener, we'd encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. But we do these top 10s every once in a while. And generally how we do it, we make our own list of 6 or 7, and then we don't share those beforehand, and then we kind of do it a little bit organically and come up with something that's about 10. So do you want to start out with the first one?
Sure. So like I said in the intro, we've been here a few times over the past bunch of years. And so there are a couple things now that have become regulars, so I guess I will just start with that. And one of the regular things that we do here is we go to the Gulch, which is an area south of downtown Nashville. You could walk, right? It's not that far.
Nashville is
confusing.
Yeah, like temporally. Spatially is, I find very confusing.
Anyway, it's not like a super far drive from downtown.
Yeah.
And so we always go to Jackalope Brewing and Peg Leg Porker's Barbecue.
Yeah, and then sometimes do some other things too. In the past, there used to be a
Yazoo
Brewery there we could do. There's a nice coffee shop over there that we've done. This time we actually did something a little bit different. Went to a sake brewery as well.
Yep.
And to get to the sake brewery from Jackalope, you walk by Third Man Records, so that was kind of a...
Oh, yeah.
You got to see that for the first time.
And that was also, like there was one block there that was just pure sketch.
Oh, yeah.
So sketchy.
There was likely 4 or 5 people breaking into someone's car while we were walking down the sidewalk. Rachel casually just like, cut to the other side of the street.
Yeah. I was like,
don't look too close. Yeah.
Whatever. So that was weird, though, because largely, like, Nashville definitely feels like a place you could get robbed, but that's like when you're on Broadway, you just sort of like expect that people are pickpocketing drunk people, right?
Yeah. We're getting off track already, but I'm going to keep us off track, which is we went on like a art crawl, the first Saturday art crawl. I don't think that's going to make our list probably, but
it's not. But side note, it exists.
Yeah, it exists. Also, like, I don't know why first Saturday, like everyone does first Friday. There's no alliteration, but anyway, the art crawl cut across Broadway, and like drunk people of an age make me really nervous. Like, I was kind of worried that just like some bros were gonna just punch me or whatever. I have no idea why. I mean, I wasn't doing anything, right? But there was just like all this weird aggression. So if you go to Broadway, just be a little cautious, I think. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people drinking. So if you're drinking, you're probably going to roll with the flow and not going to notice anything. But we weren't drinking, so we kind of just saw it a little bit different than we normally would. Tons of awesome music, right? We're not talking about country music. It's still worth checking out honky tonks. It's fun. We've done it. But we do lots of other things. That's what we wanted to talk about.
So circling back, so we've done a bunch of stuff in that Gulch neighborhood, but we do always go to Peg Leg because I think they have great barbecue. They've really expanded this time from last time we were here. There's like a whole second floor on the building that didn't used to be there. And it wasn't as crowded this time, which was kind of nice. I don't know if it was just the weather or, I mean, I think things have been a little bit less crowded in general, maybe because of the tornado. I mean, a lot of people are still cleaning up and volunteering and that sort of stuff.
Right. Well, we also talked to our Airbnb host, and she said that she's had a whole bunch of cancellations because of the tornado, because people are worried about it being impacting. It's really not. It's only a couple real localized areas. But she also said coronavirus too, so I think there might just be less people traveling. Yeah.
Less tourism, for sure. So that's my chance to kick us off, though.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a fun one. I think we do that almost every time, and it is pretty enjoyable. So sticking on the food theme, this trip we did the first time a Airbnb experience with the food tour, and we decided to kind of get off the beaten path a little bit and booked one which is on, what is it, Nolanville Pike or something like that. It's the International Corridor. For any of our listeners that are familiar with Atlanta, it reminds me a little bit of Buford Highway, a little less intense, but similar.
Yeah, it's got similarities for sure.
Yeah, and we hit kind of like starting South American, Central American up to Mexico, did 2 different restaurants where we got savory foods, and then we did a bakery, and then we did ice cream, right? Or not ice cream, but...
and what's the name of the tour place?
Because
we told them we were going to give them a shout out.
I know, right. It's Nashville Hidden Gems.
Yeah.
Hidden Gem Food Tours.
Yeah.
And I already forgot, is it Annis? Was super nice and friendly. He has spent time in the Middle East, in a few different countries in South America, and has kind of grown up bilingually speaking
in the
a number
area.
of things. Yeah. So in Spanish is one of those. So we went into the places, and he was like obviously very friendly with everybody that ran the businesses, which made us also feel very at home. It was nice, especially like we went to the bakery, right? Guatemalan Mexican bakery, and the baker came out to like say hi and stuff. So like out of the back, he was obviously busy.
Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was a really nice experience. So, and we don't do tours everywhere, but I do like doing it. It is a good opportunity to check out things that are a little bit different. This one was fun too, because he's, in college, graduating college. It's just interesting. You get to meet like different kinds of locals on these like smaller tours that we've checked out a few different times.
Yeah, his is nice too because he only has a maximum of 4 people, plus himself. So it was just actually the 3 of us for it, because you do have to watch when you do experiences or food tours things that sometimes there's a lot of people on them.
That's true.
And you can get easily lost. But it is a kind of a fun way to like just see a neighborhood a little bit, a different part of town than you wouldn't see. So I thought that was a ton of fun today.
Yeah, it was definitely well worth it. So, those were my 2 food ones, basically. I think Nashville has like pretty good food, but I didn't want to focus, most of my top ones on that.
Yeah. What else you got there?
Oh, but you mentioned our Airbnb host. So I will say one of mine is that Nashville has like the best Airbnbs, I think, of any city.
Yeah, we've had really good experience with them.
Yeah, they're really nice. Yeah. This time we're in kind of like a tiny house.
That's like in the backyard behind
a duplex.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're much further north than we've ever stayed before. I was here for a conference, and the conference was on the very north side of the city. So I don't know that this exact location, I probably wouldn't stay here again. I would probably be closer in towards downtown. But the neighborhood that we pretty often stay in East Nashville was actually one of the areas that was hit by the tornado. So I was really glad that we happened to have booked,
to not be there this time. Yeah.
Like way further north than we normally are.
Yeah,
but,
is this maybe considered Inglewood? It seems like there's a couple places that are saying
I'm not
that.
sure.
But we're kind of out near the Gaylord Resort Opry area because Rachel's here for a conference,
right,
which kind of ties into that as well, right? Like we've talked in the past about optimizing work travel. So, we drove out on Wednesday. I took off work for the travel day. I worked Thursday, gave me an opportunity to get lunch with one of my coworkers that lives here in Nashville, which we don't get to see each other in person. So that was a cool
nice
opportunity. And then still a little bit of a long weekend vacation. So it's been pretty nice. But I'd say, the ones in East Nashville, because that's kind of one I had on my list too, was East Nashville Airbnbs. A lot of people have homes that they've, purchased, and then, well, obviously they purchased them, but it seems like they've taken old garages, torn down their garages, and built new garages with carriage houses above them. So, granted, this was like 4 years ago that we stayed at some of those, but they were had only been built a year or two before.
Right.
So they were brand spanking new. Just well laid out, great windows and light. And so you get privacy being separated. You don't feel like you're necessarily keeping someone from being able to live in the city because you're using the Airbnbs. Instead, you're helping people be able to afford their homes, right?
And a lot of the places, people come here to record, so they'll live here for a month or something while they're recording an album. So there's a lot of places that they put a lot of effort into making pretty nice because they anticipate having guests that might stay for a few weeks or a month. And they want, to have that sort of consistency. So, yeah, Nashville definitely gets a shout out for really nice Airbnbs.
Yeah. However, I do have to say, our good experiences with Airbnbs here have all been on the East Nashville side because we stayed at one place in the Nashville proper side.
It was down by Vanderbilt, I think. It was university area. And
that was pretty pricey for just a room.
It was
with
for
a shared bathroom, and that was one of the cheaper places we could find. I think some of them are pretty pricey when you get on that side. So
I think part of the problem with that one was we were only staying one night, and a lot of the places that are nicer have 2 night minimums. So so I think that was part of the reason that we ended up in one that we were a little bit less happy with.
Yeah. Was that because my next one on here was our visit to Nashville to see Peter, Bjorn, and John. Was that where we were staying?
Yep.
Why were we only here one night? Just because it was just in and out for the show?
Yeah, I think we stayed one night in Chattanooga.
Right.
And then we stayed one night here, and then we went back. Yeah. It was right on the tail of, I think, a trip to Spain. I think we were just sort of
yeah.
I might have been to 3 other states also that month.
Right.
So I think we weren't spending a long time on the trip. We just wanted to come out and see the show.
Yeah. So one of the fun things we did here, because it is a big music city, some interesting bands are going to come through. Peter, Bjorn, and John is just this weird Swedish pop duo.
If you're
trio,
a fan of the show and have listened to all of our episodes, which I'm expecting that you have,
we inaugurated.
Our first 2 episodes were from New York City, where we also went to go see Peter, Bjorn, and John in December of 2018. So
I don't know why we really like seeing them. We've definitely seen Nico Case more, but she tours much more often.
We've seen and Built to Spill.
And Built to Spill, yeah.
But they both, then they're both American. So, they're in the U.S. more.
But, because Peter, Bjorn, and John are Swedish, they don't come to the States too often. When they do, they play a fair amount of festivals like everyone does these days. So we've tried to track them down a couple times. We're actually missing a tour of theirs right now.
I know. They're on tour right now. We need to get on it, get some last-minute plane tickets. At some point from COVID-19, I would expect that airlines would start dropping prices. Do you think they will? I mean, I'm surprised that plane tickets are still quite as expensive as they are.
I think they're dropping legs, or they're reducing.
You're reducing flights, yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
I mean, but no, I mean,
are we also being totally irresponsible by like flying more than we need to right now when there's a possible global pandemic?
I mean, I just think you need to be sort of judicious about it, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I mean, Seattle at this point is the place that has the most confirmed cases. I'm not gonna go to Seattle and start kissing everyone I see.
I might appreciate that too. But I mean, yeah, you know, be judicious, wash your hands, self-quarantine effectively if something comes up, right? Yeah. So I guess you got to be prepared that if you do travel somewhere, right,
That's
that
true.
You might have to stick it out there.
That you might get stuck there. You might get stuck at home for a couple of weeks after you get back.
Right.
We stocked up on canned food in case that happens.
Yeah. I mean, not horribly, but enough.
No, I mean, we're not like
a couple weeks.
Not like doomsday preppers or anything.
No.
But like we're like, yeah, let's get a couple extra cans of beans and some tomatoes just in case.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so the PB&J experience
was great.
Was high on the list. Did they play? It wasn't East Nashville. They played at. They played at some other.
It was called Exit/In.
Oh, right.
The club. I did look that up.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, it was relatively near to that university area. That's why we were staying over there too.
Yeah.
Because we figured closer to the venue is easier a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It was a super fun show, though. We had a really good time.
Yeah.
We met some Australians
who were living in Canada.
But doing a road trip of the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They were cute. I mean, you know, they were like 21. So they were little baby people.
Yeah.
They were very impressed that we were at a show, even though we were 40. Yeah, it was a fun experience overall.
What do you have another one that transitions off that one pretty good, or should we take a quick cut?
Let's take a quick cut because the rest of mine are all more cultural.
More cultural?
Yeah.
Do you have a certain reproduction of a large famous building?
I do.
Okay.
Are we going to talk about that?
Well, because it's in the same neighborhood too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's true. It is.
But we can come back for that one. We'll leave you in suspense.
Yeah, suspense. As Matt alluded to before the break, Nashville weirdly has this like recreation of the Parthenon.
To scale. Out of concrete.
Yes, out of concrete. It has. I mean, it's got all the friezes.
Sure.
Those statues that go along the top of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pediment? Is that right? Do I remember a little bit of these things?
No.
But those are specifically have a name, the ones that are on the Parthenon that I don't remember what that's called.
See, we didn't look this up.
No.
We didn't realize it was going to come up, this terminology.
You think me having an art degree, I might be better at remembering some of these things, but it's not an art history degree.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there's also a giant statue of Athena inside the Parthenon. Mm-hmm. I mean, like massive gold Athena.
Yeah, because it's a 2-scale recreation of what we feel it likely looked like originally.
Yeah.
But without all the painting we know is on it, because it's still all cementy colored.
Right.
Yeah. Or it's like a tan.
Yeah.
It's not a gray.
It's a weird thing. It's a very weird thing. I mean, it made our top list.
I would definitely recommend
for weirdness factor. You should go there.
Checking it out.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take you all day. You go, you walk around. There's a lot of people there. It's a popular tourist attraction.
Yeah. There's also.
It's in a big park.
It's like in a big park, which I seem to remember had a strange lack of trees. It was pretty warm. We were there that day, and I was like, God, I could use some shade. And all there is this giant concrete building. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Actually, if you look back at our, was it the work travel episode? We actually used it as our cover image.
Oh, right.
It was like kind of the sneak, like, oh, they're in in Athens, but no, it's just
Right.
Nashville.
Just Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Not just Nashville. That's not selling Nashville short.
Right. It's not Greece,
Yeah.
but it is Nashville. So, yeah, Parthenon, it's weird. It deserves being checked out. The other thing that I think I have on my list, and this is just a really short one, is the public library here deserves a shout out because it's beautiful on the inside.
I haven't seen it.
And I feel like that having a really good, and actually this public library is what made me think of this, because as you sit in their reading room, which is giant and has all these tables and, you know, really high ceilings and windows, it also has a like running sort of header around the top of the room of like of cities with major libraries like Nashville's, and Atlanta is conspicuously absent on there.
Yeah.
Atlanta does not have a nice central library in the same way that Nashville does, or Denver, right. Or a lot of cities.
Cleveland had a really interesting
Cleveland,
one.
Yep. So that's like definitely one of the things that Atlanta lacks in a big way, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely space if you want to walk in and check it out sometime. It's downtown. So
yeah,
it's my quick one.
Your quick one. So you said yours was cultural, but we probably both have this one. We didn't do it this time. We've done it a couple times we've come. There's this cool, it's like botanic garden and museum area called Cheekwood, which was someone who was like coffee fame, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't Folgers, was it? But it was, but someone.
Yeah, it was the money came from one of the big coffee things. I don't think it was Folgers either, but
no, I forget who it is.
Anyway, it's on the south side of the city, pretty far south. It's also near like Belmead Plantation, which is a tourist thing that we haven't done.
No.
But you could feasibly do both of those, I think, in the same day.
Yeah. Yeah, the gardens are nice, but what's cool about it is they've got a big, like walking sculpture garden that you can go through, and it doesn't take real long, but some of the paths are a little, I wouldn't say treacherous, but can get muddy.
Yeah. Well, it's outdoors.
Yeah, I mean they're not. You're just kind of like walking through the woods, basically, and they're just like dirt footpaths, so it's not a paved sort of walk. But it's kind of nice because you're just in the woods or in the forest or whatever on the grounds, and some of it's closer to the main building where the museum is.
The museum has rotating exhibits too.
Yeah.
And we just weren't super interested in them, and also it's March, so it's still pretty early for
the gardens,
which is why we didn't go this time. But yeah, the gardens are a really nice space. There's a lot of walking trails. I mean, there's the sculpture walk, but there's also a lot of other outdoor space there.
Yeah.
It's a big space. Yeah, and
the building that houses the museum is pretty cool in itself too, because it's just an old mansion and just pretty fun. Some pieces there that are really pretty nice because they've got pieces by definitely known artists.
Jenny Holzer.
Yeah, and James Turrell is one that I always like there as well. One of his. I forget what that one is called, but it's sort of his sky aperture sort of light pieces.
Yeah.
So that one's pretty cool. You can go in and you almost walk in through it. It's like a bunker built into the ground. Yeah, you walk into like this bunker, and then you kind of sit in it's just a circular room with a hole in the ceiling, and you can just kind of relax in there.
Watch the sky.
Yeah. But that one's pretty wild. I'm trying to think of. There was, I wrote this guy's name down, Patrick Doherty, I think his name is, who does these big sort of structures out of sticks. He had a really cool exhibit there one time we were there. But yeah, just so known too, which is nice, right? And some surprises, like there's that giant stick sculpture of like the rabbit man or whatever, rabbit person. Don't you remember that? He's like on his hands and knees, kind of like crawling.
Yeah.
But it's big. This thing's like probably 15 feet tall crouched over, and you kind of just like round the corner in the forest, and then there's this giant thing in this kind of clearing. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a fun experience.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, definitely check that one out. What else do you have on the art side?
Hatch Showprint tour.
Yep.
So Hatch Showprint is a screen printing business that prints all the flyers for shows, as the Showprint part might have classically printed all the flyers for
Yeah, but
Nashville
they've been doing
shows.
it since like the 40s or something like that, right?
Yeah, they've been around for a very long time. So, and their style is still really like sort of classic Americana advertising style, I would say.
And they reprint some of the original
posters.
Yeah.
But they have a tour that you can do where they walk you through like the screen printing area, and then you actually get to make like a
print.
A print, yeah. So it's fun. It's in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's in the same building.
Yeah, but you don't. It's a separate experience. So we did that, but we didn't do the Country Music Hall of Fame,
which we do need to do at some point. I think it would be good.
Yeah, we'll come sometime and just do country music tours.
Yeah, but you also said you saw the African American Music Museum.
Oh right, yeah.
Is that what they're in the process of building?
Yeah, they're. It's sort of implied. Some of that building seemed to be implying that it was going to be open in 2020, but I'm not sure if that was the museum part. But yeah, it looks like they're building a large museum for African American music, National Museum of African American Music or something. So we'll have to come back when that opens, because that should be really cool. And it's right on Broadway there, so it's really prominently placed, which is nice.
Yeah, right at the end of the all the honky tonks.
Yeah.
I only have one left.
I know. How did that happen?
Did we just have the same list?
We might have had a pretty similar list this time.
So I think we're only at like 7.
I know.
Right now.
What are we going to do?
Well, we're going
to make some shit up.
Yeah. So the one I was going to add next, I guess, is actually the ridiculous painting quest. Is that on your
Oh, no,
list?
It's not.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So
we've got this painting.
Yeah. So we jump back to the Airbnbs in East Nashville. East Nashville is sort of another part of town. There's 5 Points. There is one of the areas that actually got hit by the tornado, but there's some bars and restaurants and kind of just cool stuff to go into, some antique shops. And we went into this one antique shop, and there was this really sort of striking, interesting painting that was there that was sort of like stuck in the back of the room. And there was a price tag on it that was like really amazingly affordable, considering this thing is like 4 feet by 5.5 feet, probably.
Yeah, it's a very large painting.
Yeah, and I've kind of always wanted a really big painting, and it is interesting. I'll describe it, and it won't make a ton of sense, but then we'll bury the lead a little bit. There's like floodwaters on the bottom. It's kind of I don't know.
Well, there's water on the bottom. You don't know.
Yeah, it looks like water.
Yeah.
And there's all these boxes floating in the water. And then there's all these little figures kind of like, well, whitewashed behind it. But they look like African-American, itinerant farmers or something like that. And there's a repetition of them. And then there's some legs that are hanging down from the top. And it's just like the composition's kind of interesting. It's really pretty active. It's pretty painterly. So it's like, I wouldn't say it's abstract, but it's not like fine representational. It's, and it just seemed really interesting. And it had the artist's name on it, and I just, happened to look it up who it was, and it turns out he's been in some magazines, and he's on a bunch of artist things. So I was like, oh, okay, wow, this is like kind of a named artist, and this is like not very expensive. So I talked to the person, the people about it, and it turned out it was like a friend of theirs that they were kind of like holding it, showing it, and really quickly got the impression they were ready to have it be gone.
Yeah.
Because he lowered the price by like another $100 without me even asking.
Yeah.
And, But as you might guess from a 4-foot by 5.5-foot painting, you're not going to fit that in most cars. So
we had to rent it.
We decided to try to come back to get it. And I had a customer that was here, so I would come every few months to the area, and I figured we'd just get it next time. And then like the next few trips where we were going to come down here, they were out of town or it wasn't going to work out for us or something, and it just wasn't working, and they still had it. I told them, sell it if someone else picks it up, but nobody else did. And finally we like rented this giant SUV, and it fit by like 1 inch.
Yeah. It was even a tight fit in the giant SUV.
Yeah. And but we got it home. We drove home in a crazy rainstorm. So this was over a year almost, probably.
No,
maybe it was 6 months.
Yeah, it was
that we were
probably
trying
about
to do
6
this.
months.
And yeah, probably 6 months. But we got it home. We hung it up. We like made some space. Takes up like the entire wall in one of in our house.
We really don't have a wall big enough for it.
Yeah, and then you quickly realize that the legs that are hanging down are likely people who've been lynched.
Yeah.
So it's sort of violent in a way that I didn't quite realize. I saw it more as like ascending or something, and but I think there's definitely a dual thing. So it is a conversation piece whenever people come over.
It's very large,
or they
very
specifically
upsetting.
don't talk about it. Yeah. But it was a quest. It reminded me a little bit of like I should have listened to what's his name in the movie theater saying, "Don't seek the treasure." but it's pretty interesting.
No, I mean I'm happy we have it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a ordeal.
Yeah, no, we need to hope that Ian Davis keeps becoming more and more famous, and we can sell it at some point.
Oh, is that the artist name?
Yeah,
nice.
I looked that one up.
Yeah, keep getting famous, Ian.
Yeah,
if you're listening.
I still like the painting. It's just
I like it too. I mean,
potentially troubling.
I do really like it. I wish we had a better space for it, like because it's partially behind a chair and stuff. It's just so big.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's
all right. That's the long story for like only one. Does that count for two?
It does. Yeah. No, I don't know. This is our podcast. Whatever.
I know, right?
The top 10 can be 7. It's fine. No, we just did have a whole bunch of overlap. In between our top 10.
But you didn't have that one. I don't have your other two. I don't think. Maybe I have one of them.
Well, I talked about the library. That was one of mine.
Yeah.
And Hatch Show Print. Like I've gone through all of mine because we overlapped on Cheekwood and on the Parthenon.
Oh, I thought you said you had a couple left.
I don't.
Liar.
I know. Like I said, we had a whole lot of overlap.
I know.
In a way that was kind of unexpected.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. One of the things here, we'll say this one, I guess, is because we kind of covered 5 Points as well, right? Which wasn't really officially on the list, but 5 Points is definitely worth checking out. East Nashville is worth checking out. The thing that I appreciate more and more each time we come here is that so every city is made up of neighborhoods, right? But Nashville seems made up of different neighborhoods in a different way.
How so?
In some, so like in Atlanta, there's like all the neighborhoods are all kind of like packed together and they kind of flow from one to the next, and they've got some similar or different characteristics. And there's just a gajillion of them right throughout the city. And I feel like, and maybe this is also because I just don't really understand the spatial stuff that happens here, but there's a bunch of neighborhoods that you couldn't really just take a long walk between. Like you just need to get in the car and drive to these different neighborhoods. But there's a bunch of different neighborhoods in Nashville that just have lots of different personality.
That's true.
But like 12 South, right? Is where we met our food tour guide. Actually, you should check him out on Instagram. It is Nashville Hidden Gem Food Tours, but I think it might just come up as Nashville Hidden Gems. I can't look because I'm recording on the phone.
Yep.
Sorry, but we'll tag it in the description on Instagram when we post. But he said, because he's from Nashville, he said that like that was not a part of town you ever went to unless you
were going to the mosque.
Yeah, he said they would go to the mosque and you'd like go and get the hell out of there, basically. But now it is like overrun with people. There was a Sheryl Crow concert in a parking lot. There was
today. It was weird, unexpected.
There's coffee shops with lines, like out the front door, down the sidewalk, onto the front, onto the street. And there's a bunch of restaurants that have outposts in other hip cities. There was like a Bar Taco and a Taqueria del Sol.
And Jenny's.
And Jenny's is there. So definitely super gentrified in that area. But like it was super vibrant. There's like a lot of stuff going on. People playing music, of course, because that happens everywhere in Nashville. But there's also that other area by the Belcourt Theater. There's like another neighborhood where there's kind of a grouping of stores.
Belcourt is a nice theater too for like art house movies. They had whatever, documentary filmmaker retrospective. One of the times that we were here, so we went and saw.
Right.
Iris was the movie that we saw.
Yeah. So check out the neighborhoods if you come.
Yeah.
Get off. Just don't hang out just on Broadway.
Yeah. I mean, I like poking around a little bit downtown, but yeah, there's so much, like, once you, like, spread out beyond that, there's so many cool things, even just going down to, like, the thing that we started with.
The Gulch area.
Yeah, like, that's not very far away from downtown, and yet it gives you, like, a really different feel than downtown does, for sure.
Yeah, right. This, now I'm just rambling as we're making this too long. Nashville is a really interesting scale, too. Like, when you're downtown, everything is fucking huge. Yeah. Like we didn't talk about the hockey game.
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah. But the Bridgestone Arena is, and then you have the Country Music Hall of Fame. You've got this like massive hotel thing. And there's just all these big hotels too, but everything, you just feel kind of small when you're walking around part of downtown.
Scaled.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's curious. And then you get out of that area and then you feel more normal sized. But this time, we watched a hockey game. So if you're into weird sports,
hockey's not a weird sport. Although I was at the conference and I was talking to someone from New Zealand and I said that I had gone to a hockey game and she said, "Ice hockey or just regular?" I thought,
oh wow, yeah.
I thought ice hockey is my regular hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess field hockey would be normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we saw the Predators play, and they beat the Stars, and it was nice because it was just 2 days after the hurricane, or after the tornado.
Yeah.
So, you always want a home team win after there's been
it was a shutout even.
A thing, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Check out the different stuff you can do.
I will say, the weirdest thing about that hockey game was, so it appears in the upper seats, which is where we were sitting, people just come and grab a seat.
Yeah.
No one really pays attention to what's on their ticket. We did.
Nobody asked us to see a ticket.
No one ever. Well, I mean,
you have to go through the front gate, but after that.
Yeah. So for a while, there were some guys and one girl sitting behind us, and they were fine. And then, like, in the third period, these women came and sat down behind us and just yelled about their jobs for a long time. So we ended up getting up and moving.
To new seats ourselves.
To different seats that were not our seats, because they were just so incredibly loud.
But two different groups of people that were within earshot behind us were commenting on, you just buy tickets and then sit where you want.
Yeah.
We all had tickets in 306, but it was like all over the place.
Different rows, and they all were together. Yeah, it was funny. I've never quite seen anything like that at a major professional sporting event.
I'm sorry. There's the strangest interchange with the people behind us. The first group, one guy said something when he missed a shot. He said you couldn't hit the ocean with a beach ball, and then. Wasn't that the thing he said? And then, the other guy in the group was like, hold on, that doesn't make any sense. And then, they continued to sort of, debate, argue about this phrase.
The ocean's so big.
It felt like we were just in a sitcom. And then, because there's, random stuff that goes on with music and things on the Jumbotron, for whatever reason, I don't know if we'd cut to a TV timeout or something, but then suddenly there were these birds, yelling at each other
on the Jumbotron.
And the Jumbotron, so it was like these two guys behind us are like having this asinine conversation really loud and animatedly about beach balls in the ocean, and then suddenly there's this birds going like, ah!
We just laughed for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we laughed really hard.
Just absurd. It was so strange. Anyways, that's a stupid story to end on. Thanks for lasting this long.
So we appreciate you listening. We'll be back next month. Well, we're headed to Morgantown, West Virginia.
Yeah.
It'll be Matt's first trip to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Is it a whole new state for you?
Oh, it is a whole new state.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we'll be back with an episode about our trip to Morgantown in actually just a couple weeks here. So thanks for listening. Like us, follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Ignore us on Twitter.
Sure.
No, we don't have a Twitter.
We kind of do.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, SSD Press.
Oh, okay.
I just rebroadcast the Instagram.
Oh, right.
Sometimes.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine, but that's not like
I never actually log into it or read it. Yeah.
Anyway.
But we're rated in underscore podcast on Instagram, rated in podcast on Facebook. This will be at the end of the episode as well. But most importantly, check out whatever your favorite podcast app is and click that subscribe button if you could. Or you can check us out at anchor.fm/rainitin.
Yep. Well, thanks for listening. I hope you check out some non-country music Nashville if you get a chance to come to the city.
Yeah.
Keep traveling. Just wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands. Self-quarantine.
Yep.
Thanks. You can check us out at anchor.fm/rainitin. That's spelled REINITIN. All one word, no spaces, and you can leave us a message there. You can also follow us at Instagram at rainitin_podcast or email us at rainitin@ssdpress.org. Also spelled REINITIN at ssdpress.org. Thanks again to all of our friends and family for all the support and for putting up with this. Have a great day.